Welcome back to Arkansas Bigfoot, everybody. We are not alone. Came back here to set up some stuff that from Maryland, had sent to us as a gift to try out for our friends out here. And we heard it just a minute ago as we were trying to set stuff up. I'm going to see if you want to grab a couple of those rocks and give it one click and see if we get a response.
Yep.
We were hearing some soft whistling, and then there it is. Now I hear owl. Clack it one more time. There he is. You hear the whistle now, just right after that? I can't whistle for sour grapes. I'm going to try. I'm going to have to buy a plastic whistle.
It's funny because right behind us, I think it's the bird whistling.
Yeah, there's a bird whistling off to one side, but there's another whistle coming from back there where that knock came from. We're going to keep an eye on this while we're setting this stuff up. But anyway, back to Maryland. She sent a box with some awesome things in it.
She really outdid herself.
And her idea was to have a little rendition of Rachel and I and Junior or Anku or one of them, and to sit them out here as a gift, kind of like a
totem,
a unity totem or something like that.
Just a message.
But we're going to get this stuff out, and I'm going to keep one eye. I know the dogs are barking over there. Keep one eye on the woods and one eye on what we're doing here, but this is fantastic. This is Rachel.
I wish I was in this kind of shape. Thank you, Marilyn.
And Rachel has no shoes.
And normally I'm barefoot, so that's perfect.
That's pretty much the way she stays most of the time, is barefoot.
I can't go barefoot out here.
But we thought the best place to set these up at are here by the stone wheel that they have made for us.
And look at Ken.
He looks just like me if I lost 20 pounds.
No, I don't know where she found this. They're gonna look at that and say, "Really?"
Okay,
dressed up.
Okay, I look just like that if I lost 30 pounds. Okay, is that all right?
No, I was thinking of the dress clothes. We'll see how we can do it. And then I love this. Is he perfect?
Absolutely fantastic.
He's so cute. His little arms move and everything. Well, I think my legs are too long. Never been my complaint. Okay. So you're gonna sit right there, buddy. If I can figure out how to prop you up. We're gonna put an apple between us all. You got long legs too.
You might have to stand him up or lean him onto the apple. He's a little stiff-legged there.
I can get something put behind him.
But we're going to see what they think of this. She sent us a bag of Blue Angels premium coffee. absolutely fantastic. If you ever get a chance to try some of it, get some of it. Or get some of it and try some of it, however that comes out. And a few other little treats. And anyway, Marilyn, we appreciate it, and we're going to see what these guys think of this when they come onto it.
I love it. If nothing else, I'm sure it'll bring a smile.
Alright, so we're going to keep an eye out back over in this direction and get on with the rest of our walk out here today. It's really weird because it's not that late in the afternoon, and once you get out from under the tree canopy, the sun is extremely bright, but it is just like a haze back here in the back.
Yeah, it's just a
and
little different.
A little quieter than it normally is, but
Get that. Yeah.
I don't know if he'll give us a treat and poke out and wave or not, but
We'll see.
One of them's back there whistling and knocking around.
It's been a few days since we've been out here, so sometimes I get
something way off in the distance over.
something moved right in front of me here. Probably about 30 yards though.
So I would like to bring it to everyone's attention that as far as our channel is concerned, this is National Bigfoot Awareness Month. So share and subscribe and bring up Bigfoot anytime it'll fit into a conversation.
Just looked weird, it looked wet, but it's not really.
Not sure. Why don't you go ahead and fix that up while I watch the woods back here. Yeah, it's kind of shady looking and really quiet in comparison to normal back here right now. And you look up through there, I mean, it's just bright daylight. It's only about 6:30. It should be a lot brighter than that down here, but it's just kind of weird right now. other than the guy way up there down the road romping on his dually trying to do what he's doing. I think we're going to go get the other tree taken care of, and then we'll just kind of take a casual walk back into that direction for a little bit and see what we can see. You ready?
Yep.
I had someone bring up a really important question, and it was pertaining to hunting and how Bigfoot views hunters, and if there's, a total aversion to it or anything like that. Rachel and I have hunted a lot of years. I grew up out in the woods hunting, fishing from the time I was 9 years old and able to carry a 410 or a little 22 around. And God, we went all over the place. We've hunted for everything, fished for everything. I finally got to a point in my 43, 44 years old where it was just more enjoyable for me at that point just to go sit in the woods and watch the woods, because I'd already done everything that I wanted to do prior to that. I just enjoyed the being out there.
Yeah, and we don't really trophy hunt like that. We try to make sure that we have room in the freezer for anything that we take.
But there's a big difference between somebody that's ethically hunting, whether they're getting food, meat for their family and themselves, and honoring the whole hunt and honoring the animal after they've taken it and using as much of it as they possibly can. And Sasquatch hunts, man, that's no big mystery and that's no secret. They're omnivores. Pretty much anything's on the menu if they're in the mood for it. But then you've got, a few other hunters that, their philosophy is if it's brown, it's down, and they'll take pot shots at anything that moves out in the woods. Fortunately, they're few in comparison to the rest of the many. Our outdoor sports and hunting communities, that is probably one of the best group of guys you can be around as far as taking care of each other and watching each other's back and doing the right things when they're out in the woods. But with anything else, there's always a few knuckleheads. I'm going to pause for just a second because we got, looks like one of the young ones' footprints right here.
There's another one behind you, and look, our initial right behind you.
There's another.
I'd say this is one of the twins, and I want to say because it's a little, well, I'm not sure with that one, but normally they've seen me leave that in the sandbox enough. I think they might have been practicing. It looks like they might have been together because there's two different footprints.
But back to the hunting topic. We've already discussed and addressed that Sasquatch has the ability to feel your intentions, whether you're trying to do something underhanded or whether you're trying to do something above board. They know how to read people's feelings and all of that. Do I think that Bigfoot has an aversion to hunters in general? No. I think they are just like they are with anybody that's in the woods, regardless of whether they're hunting or hiking or whatever else. They judge it on a person-to-person basis. There's another.
And that one's a little wider at the toes. I would say it could be junior, but...
Yeah, it's kind of stepped down and turned the way it's got the pine straw. There should be a few more in here, or some kind of, there's scuff marks all through that.
Looks like it could be one of the babies. Let's see, toes.
Just because personally I don't pursue it like I did when I was younger, I would never discourage anybody from enjoying it and going out and hunting or fishing or spending their time outdoors. It's a wonderful, fantastic pursuit when you do it ethically.
I think possibly some people have had, because they were in that environment specifically for fishing or hunting, or I think maybe they could have had a rough encounter if they happened to cross a female with young. I mean, we've had that, even black bear hunting, or, you know, any mother is going to protect her babies. But I don't think I would judge the people overall based on one or two specific encounters if they involved young.
But you know, it's different times and different mentalities and thought patterns than the era where I grew up. When we were kids in middle school, we would take our 22s or our 410s and ride bicycle to school and carry them into the principal's office and sit them in there. And then as soon as school let out in the afternoon, we'd ride to the woods and squirrel hunt. That was common. Every boy had his pocket knife. You know, all the stuff that happens nowadays wasn't on anybody's radar. It was an entirely different time. And I'm sorry, I'm listening to the helicopter in the background, and yes, I have my phone in my pocket today. Well, they're going to be what they're going to be and do what they're going to do. I'm not going to worry about it.
No. Times have definitely changed.
He is right over our head.
Come on, buddy, get her done.
There's nothing close by here that gives them any logical reason or explanation to be this low right overhead.
Let's turn it whistle back.
I'll have to send them a box of those little plastic swords.
I bet they'd look at each other like, what in the world?
Then we'd ride our bicycles to school, have our 410s or our 22s strapped to it, carry them in the principal's office, hand them off, and go do our school day. And get out and go squirrel hunt or rabbit hunt and things like that. The teenage boys in high school, usually if you popped the trunk of the car or raised up the seat in the truck, it looked like a complete sporting goods store in there. It was just an entirely different time.
Yeah.
But my point being with that is that in relation to, say, the last 15 or 20 years, you didn't get near as many of the hunters encountering aggressive Bigfoot stories like you have in the more recent times. And I think that has a lot to do with the
change in mentality.
The change in intent, change in mentality. you know, the age of innocence is over. Don't get me wrong, we've still got a great bunch out there that do everything the right way.
Oh, yeah.
But we've also got another bunch that it's not so much.
Okay. So they knocked some limbs down. And the rock was up there next to the box, and now it's down here.
Gonna kind of watch back here in the back while you're doing that, because I don't know if our flyover spooked them back deeper into the woods, or if we'll catch any more knocks or sounds coming from back there. They don't go very far, but they go just far enough or whatever to be out of the zone, I guess. But, you know, here it is August. They're going to be out dove hunting the 1st of September.
Watch.
People are going to be out, you know, squirrel and whatever else comes into season in their areas in, you know, a few weeks. So just keep your eyes open and ears open, and yeah, those hounds way back over there are baying now, so I suspect they've kind of run back that direction. And we've got their peanut butter and apples and popcorn and trail mix, and what else did I put in there? Oh, I put some of those little cheese crackers and sunflower seeds. Well, if you want, just leave that bucket here for right now, because we're going to come back this way, headed back up to the house. I'd kind of like to walk around this direction for a minute. Guys, we're going to take just a minute and get a sip of coffee out of the bucket, and we will pick this back up in just a minute. Alright, so we didn't get too far up the slope of the hill. There's the gifting tree, that first one down in the distance, and you can see our white trash bucket we left behind there, and the camouflage sitting bucket that is on the ground. That's probably 35 yards away from where we're standing. Up the slope of the hill, you see this big lean-to brush pile laying here, and a spot that looks like one of them's been laying down in it. Pan right around to this tree, and we got all this framed in with timber and a peanut butter cup, and all of that is pressed and mashed down around it. Some kind of weird little half-made stick structure of some kind. But there's a big pressed in spot like a butt print right there at the base of the tree. And you come right here, follow the little trail, and there's another one of our baggies ripped open at the bottom, and that tree has got a big pressed in sitting spot around the bottom of it with those
piece torn out of the bag.
Yeah, with the limbs all kind of framed around it.
It's really torn.
So from right here, It's just a straight 35-yard shot, but it's got a lot of brush and stick and limb cover kind of pulled up around it.
There's another. I like that other one.
But we'll walk on down through that. That's the direction I was going when we... So I think we're going to follow it on down and around and see what we see. Is that another one of our peanut butter cups laying there?
Yeah.
Alright, and this is all chewed up around here behind this big tree, and it looks like one of them's been kind of crunching this stuff down walking on it.
Somebody stepped on that whole log.
Yeah, there's another peanut butter cup laying there.
I'll grab it. Well, that makes sense. It's out of sight from where we normally are. I'm gonna go over. I don't know if that's a popcorn bag or something else.
Looks like it. Good Lord. I've got it strung everywhere. I think that's part of a popcorn bag. I can't tell from here. No, I don't think it is. It's a piece of bark. The sun was just kind of glinting off of it the wrong way.
Okay.
If you follow that drainage down and around and then cut up through the woods, that goes back to the mound area that direction. If I could whistle correctly, I'd try it again.
We're gonna find something.
Sorry about that. We had to stop for a second and pick some spiders out of somebody's hair. And it wasn't mine because I have no hair, but she had one the size of a quarter crawling around on her. But
can't catch a break.
Anyway, this whole section back here, I suspect when you look down over into that swampy area, it is so overgrown and thick that that's probably a good cool off spot when it's really, really hot out here. And that trail leads directly over to Skunk Butt Island. Those knocks that we heard sounded like they were coming from back in this direction, just a little farther.
I don't know if they can see the toes. We haven't had any rain. No real rain.
No, the ground's dry right now. I'm just going to see some pine straw disturbance and scuff marks. Oh, what the heck, let's just try it. Junior! Come on, buddy, you back here?
Come on, babies.
Might get back up there to that tree and not even have a bucket left. Yeah, there's some more of them right there.
Yeah, this is one of the young ones. This is one of the bigger males. That I don't think Junior's foot's that big yet, but it could be one of the bigger brothers. I forget.
Well, maybe that big gray one, I don't know.
Yeah. Find out if they're both male.
Well, we're walking right in all these toe prints where it's put. I know. It's like, where do you go that you're not stepping in them? They're
stepping in something.
all over the place here. Right here at this intersection of the swamp and going to Skunk Island. And
look at this old green. What the heck?
well, he's a hoarder's buried alive now. He's been collecting stuff all over the place and dragging it up here.
I think he's bringing it from all over the county.
Well, is he Bigfoot bamboozled and drinking whiskey now, or what?
I don't know. That's an old bottle.
That is an old bottle. Well, I'm not sure what that.
I'm leaving it.
Yeah.
That one's framed in like it means something too.
That's a. I don't know. Let me see it if I can see some writing or anything on it. It's kind of a.
It's very heavy. Maybe an old Mountain Dew bottle?
What is in it?
I don't know, and I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
What? No, that's. I can't see the label real well on it, but I'm thinking that's like one of those old wide mouth Mountain Dew bottles, or you know.
I can't tell if the glass
Or
is
7
green or
Up
if it
or
has that
something.
much algae in it, because I can
Well,
see
it's
algae.
got something nasty in it. Put it back. Let him have it.
You told me to grab it.
Well, I was trying to read it. We have walked this trail several times,
Yeah.
and that was not here.
Okay.
Bigfoot bamboozled. Well, you know what that sound means. It's 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we noticed when we got up in this area, all of a sudden, what went from stone silence, we were just getting tons of noise going on around us.
Like the floodgate opened.
I'm beginning to wonder what's what. They've gotten a lot more active in this area.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a lot cooler under all this canopy back here, so it's not surprising that this is all kind of scuffled and shuffled and scraped around. And
It'll be really interesting come fall when we can actually see everything. I just know I can feel them. I'm just trying to find them.
they're probably peeking around one of these trees 30-40 yards out. Just
maybe that far. Right behind me. Can you hear him still?
Yeah. Where?
You see in that bush? I don't know if you can see it.
Well, let me stand where you're seeing, or standing, so we can see what you're seeing.
I don't know. It's somewhere over there that I'm feeling it. One to the right, one in the middle. I can't tell for the left. It's getting just dark enough.
Yeah.
And they know it. Smarties. Well, I know your boy's not too far. Seems like when you call him, he's almost immediately.
That's the weirdest song in my head right now.
Huh.
It's something I used to hear when I was a little bitty kid. Come home, it's supper time. I don't know where that came from because I haven't thought of that song in 30 years. Well, it's going to be dark enough that all it's going to do is show grainy images and shadows if I try to zoom in anymore. So I think we're going to turn it around and go retrieve our bucket and head to the house, guys. We appreciate you coming along. Like, share, and subscribe.
Thanks.
And Marilyn, thank you for the
so much
dolls
fun.
And the coffee and the treats. And we appreciate it immensely.
Yeah.
We'll see what they think of it on the next time. Thanks.